شروع تور یک روزه برای گشتن مائوئە. براتون از این تور یک روزه هم فیلم میگیرم و میذارم تا دیگه از این دیدن این تور نیز مستفیض بشید.
My middle name is Henry, so whichever name you feel comfortable with.
Henry it is.
Nobody calls me Henry on Maui except work. People have a hard time pronouncing my name. It's really easy. K-Ali'i Pau'ole. See how easy it is? Our words are descriptions, so if you don't pronounce it properly, it changes it. It means the prince will never die. You are riding with royalty. But if you don't pronounce it right, then the chief or prince dies. Best of Maui tour, 3 stops. Let's highlight Maui for you just brief. If you want to follow, I gave you a map on your seat. We can just go over the tour with you folks. The island of Maui is the only island in Hawaii that looks like a human person. You can see the head and the body. Right now you are in the back of the neck. Kahului is this now. Our tour is at the forehead. I should say the head. We're going to be driving up the back of the neck. Next town we're coming to is called Wailuku. Wailuku. Beyond Wailuku, into the left ear, is I'au Valley. So if you look up, you can see I'au Valley right in front. Right in front. That's I'au Valley. We're going to go about 3 miles to the center of that volcano. It is extinct, unlike the body. Yeah. Haleakala, that tour there, it's in a dormant state. When I do that tour, I try to remind our passengers, it could erupt any day. And if you see me running, run with the driver to McDonald's for a happy meal. But that's our first stop. Once we exit I'au Valley, left of Wailuku, you'll see another town called Waikapu in small printing. Waikapu is the Maui Tropical Plantation, where you are scheduled for a tram ride. So what is a tram? It's a tractor pulling a cart that has lots of chairs. You will love it. I'll stay in the bus. You folks who look like plantation workers. I will be there to board everyone, and then I will be there to take everyone to the restaurant. So your lunch will follow after the tram. Lunch is around 11:45, But anyway, when we're done, we're going to leave at 12:45. Back on the highway towards the chin of Maui, the Ocean Center at Ma'auʻea. You'll have about an hour and 30 minutes there. When we are done, we're going to drive between the 2 volcanoes on Highway 380. It's called Kuilani Highway. Returning 3:15, 3:30 the latest. That's our tour. Very simple.
Nice.
Simple rules. I'm not responsible for nobody's property. Anything important to you, you got to take it. I do also encourage everyone to return back to the same seats. The reason why I say this is to keep the peace in the bus. I've been driving for 33 years. I've seen what a seat can do to passengers. Anyway, we're passing the University of Hawaii Maui campus. We have 10 universities in Hawaii. This campus student body is about 3,000. A lot of the education is geared towards service industry. That's Maui. Culinary arts, auto mechanic, nursing. Most important, tour bus drivers. The main university is on Oahu. Manoa campus, where their student body is at 20,000. 20,000.
این نقشه جاهایی است که امروز خواهیم رفت.
It's more than 2 million years of age. Its highest point, 5,800 feet in height. The clouds will settle at the summit of this volcano every day. And if you were standing at the summit, we would be standing on a wet sponge. Moisture is slowly working its way through the volcano. And underneath the volcano is a big reservoir where this water will collect. We call it an aquifer. An aquifer, you see. And here's the other thing. Maui's nickname is called the Valley Isles because of all these valleys. And if you drive around this valley here, of this whole volcano, you'll see many of these valleys that are just giving all this spring water. So more than 2/3 of our island's drinking water is from this volcano. That's why our words, our description, this volcano has a name. Mauna Kahalawai. Mauna means mountain. Wai means fresh water. Mauna Kahalawai means the mountain of fresh water. And the rainfall at the summit average 400 inches for the year. Here's the other part. Hawaii has 2 seasons, wet and dry. We call it the makahiki months or the makaliki months. April to September, it is the dry season. October to March is the wet season. But I can tell you this much, December, January, and February, these are the months where we get the bulk of the rain. Look over to the left coming, you'll see a plant that comes from Mexico. We'll see it on the way out. Poinciana. Poinsettia, I should say. Poinsettia. The Christmas plant. You'll see it on the way out. Yeah, so some years we get a lot of rain. We do. 2 years ago, we had so much rain, created landslides, closing this valley for 9 months. But the one in 2018, it was a bigger storm, closing this valley for 2 years. That's why when the rain comes, and I'm here during those months of December, January, and February, passengers will ask me questions like, I'm a living God. Driver, do you know when the rain will stop? And I would say to them, let me make a phone call, because I have a smartphone. Common question, does anybody climb up this volcano? Yes, they're called tourists. We don't, and I'll show you why. Hawaii's lava is a basalt lava that's very porous. As it ages, it becomes a very soft basalt dirt. You'll see. That's why whenever it rains, we have landslides. But I'll be crossing over a bridge, you'll see our spring water. Clean mountain water, where people love to come in and swim. So here we go. We'll cross over the bridge. Yeah, especially on the weekends. See that? They're watching the cones. These are state workers. Don't get the cones. Yeah, we'll talk about Kepaniwai Gardens when we come back out. This is the county park. We're going into the state park. It's a scheduled stop for a half an hour, but being here, there's anything to purchase. There's nothing to buy unless we get over to the tropical plantation. It takes us about 20 minutes. All of the stores here are closed too, which is like Woolworths, National Dollars, Crest Store, all the mom and pops. It's a whole different place now. So if you travel beyond this street, government housing, resource center, local prison, And right now this town is very active because the fire of Lahaina, and I'll cover that later in the recovery stage. Our judges' chambers, law firms, oh, it's huge. There's a lot of things, moving pieces going on right now. So if you live in Maui, you see the gas station at gas at 447. There is a place that's much cheaper. It's called Costco. $4.09 a gallon, everybody knows. On my right coming up, this is one of the top 10 restaurants on the island of Maui. They're known for meals that makes people happy. Using words like supersize. It's in the Hawaiian vocabulary, especially when spam is on the menu. It is Hawaii's big diet, spam. Something precious appearing as meat. 17% protein, the rest is a mystery. As I cross the traffic light, here's a very old church to my left. The only clock tower church on Maui that is named after Kamehameha's favorite wife. Her name is Queen Ka'ahumanu. She was one of the 21 wives of Kamehameha. And there's a lot of dark secrets here too, because she was gifted by her parents at the age of 5 until she became an adult side by side, helping Kamehameha to rule these islands. But she played a pivotal role in Hawaii's history. She did. Because this morning I'm taking you to see Hawaii's state monument, a rock formation that rises about 2,000 feet from the base of the valley floor, which is that of the male's phallic of the god Kane. Kane in Hawaiian means male. So our gods were male dominant gods. And women did not have the same rights as men. Like eating with the men was forbidden. To sleep in the same house was forbidden. To be in the ocean together on a canoe, forbidden. Male dominant gods. That is why when Kamehameha died in 1819, his power went to his oldest son, Liholiho, to govern these islands. You see, Liholiho. But anyway, our queen influence. Liholiho, there was a god that was kind and that was loving, both men and women. And the birth of Christianity, 1820, followed after the death of Kamehameha. So, if we were to drive over this mountain, we would be in a town called Lahaina. Lahaina is very important to the people of Hawaii, which burnt down because of the fire of August 8, 2023. But it was the capital for Hawaii, 1820, 1845. Again, I'll show more later. Too much information. The area we're in is Central Maui. Central Maui. About a quarter of the island's population is here, which is around 170,000. My family is a big part of that population. I have 10 brothers and sisters. Both parents have 12. 12, yeah. Old Hawaii. They all was in love with each other. In other words, they went to bed early, but stayed up late. New Hawaii. I married with 2 kids. The difference is I got cable. So as you can see where we're heading, right in front of us. It might be a little bit of rain there, so that's just part of the experience when we get there. We're taking you to an area that's very commonly wet. I hope you folks will stow. Yeah, that's part of the island where we get our water, drinking water, the bulk anyway. Before passing the traffic light, to my left at the top of the hill is the island's only hospital. That is where new island people come from. I'm class of 64. December 13, that's right. So it's coming around the corner. I'm hanging on to 59. But I'm the 9th child of a family of 10. And I always say this, thank God my parents did not have television. Because if they did, I know I would not be a driver today. And your driver will be much shorter. Because we have a height restriction on Maui. In other words, we don't have tall people. Unless you go over to Lahaina, which is where the Eyes of Maui is. The tournament started at 9 o'clock. The Maui Invitation Classic Basketball Tournament. Where Yukon Huskies is playing Memphis right now as we speak. So that's when we have tall people, once a year. To my right, this is the high school that I barely graduated from. My favorite subject was homeroom. Henry Perrine Bolden, who is this person? His parents came as missionaries, Dwight and Margaret, from a place called Boston, Massachusetts, in the early 1820s as Protestant missionaries, you see. In Hawaii, they produced 6 kids. 5 was sent to the mainland to become educated. Henry stayed home instead and became a billionaire with his childhood friend Samuel Alexander. They went into sugarcane, 12 acres, and then became the biggest sugar plantation in Hawaii, 36,000 acres. And then they went into pineapples, and then they went into ranching, and then to export, created the transportation company of Hawaii called Matson Navigation, which is 70% of Hawaii's cargo. It's a big name. They're the 2nd largest landowner here on Maui. First should be the state. So Kahului behind us, which is recognized as the commercial and the financial hub. Right now we're coming into Wailuku. Wailuku is all government, known as the capital of Maui, the county seat. If you travel Maui, what you will also notice is the towns of Maui today looks like the very old 60s of California. Here, it's the only modernized town with buildings and sidewalks. But growing up on Maui, it attracted us because the big box stores used to be here. Even the biggest supermarket in Maui was to my right. It's a family supermarket called O'Oka's. It's now a health center. This supermarket closed, why? 1996, in Kahului, Costco came to Maui. Costco shut everything down. That's why when you folks go to Hilo tomorrow, Hilo will not allow Costco into their neighborhood. Kona does, but not Hilo, because they have a lot of mom and pops.
خب اینجا از اتوبوس پیاده شدیم که به پیاده روی بکنیم این مناطق هاوایی رو و فیلم بگیریم. طبیعت زیبا واقعا داره با تاکسی اومده اینجا. همین آبی که از اینجا کنی میشه.
So in this valley here, the only thing available for purchase, believe it or not, it's a picture of your driver for $29.95. 2 for $50. But please know your limits though, because there are pathways going down to the stream. And to get to the stream, you gotta use the stairs. And to go higher for great picture shot, you gotta climb the stairs. Yeah, there's a section like 134 stairs. But on my right, if you look at our landscape, you can see how soft the lava is. See that? That's basalt dirt. So imagine to my right, northwest, they have other islands. Oahu, Kauai. Beautiful ocean front, nice property, and they're losing everything because of erosion. They're older. Yeah, so we had a little sprinkle. This is nothing. Yeah, when it rains, it pours. And then you'll see big waterfalls cascading from the summit. Passengers don't want to come out of the bus because they don't want to get wet. They're sensitive to water until they go home. All these berries, they're from Brazil, called the Brazilian pepper trees. They're not native. Guava trees, you may see a fruit that looks like a lemon. They're from Mexico. A lot of introduced species. So let me check in with the front entrance and then we're going to move up. Okay. So as I'm going up the driveway, look beyond the parking lot, you'll see a rooftop. That's the highest point. That vantage lookout allows you to see the entrance of the valley and the rock formation, the needle, that's to the right. To get there, you're going to have to cross the bridge. Our bus is going to be parked at the lower parking lot. If you need bathrooms, here's the bathrooms to my right. Portables. The state bathroom, it's closed. They're still working on it. They've been working on it for the past 20 years. They ask everyone to be patient. To my right, look up, you'll see the needle at 3 o'clock of the bus. Okay? So again, the best view, you're going to have to use the pathway. It brings you all the way up to the stairs. That's where you folks got to go. And again, please be on time because we have to do our tram ride, yeah? And this is where the bus will be parked, right over here. Okay, so your return time, we're leaving here.
همینجور که قدم میزنیم از این مناظر زیبا فیلم میگیریم براتون. این هم اونجا جاجوره به خونه کرج جاده چالوس. این هم زیبایی های یک قسمت از این جزیره در هاوائى. سعی میکنم در حد امکان باتون فیلم بگیرم دوستان. طبیعت بسیار زیبای بله همینجور که می‌بینیم بسیار زیباست.
Go to Waikapu. In a minute or two, you're coming off of the bus. Again, you're scheduled for a tram ride at 11 o'clock. So on the bottom parking lot, I'll open up the doors. Then you're going to have to walk your way up the hill. Walking up the hill, it's a short walk. So if you're walking, it'll probably take you like a minute or two. So you'll go to the back of the property. You'll see the building on my left. That's where you'll find restrooms, bathrooms with running water, and the tram station. On the right of the tram station is another building, which is the restaurant. After the tram, I walk you to the restaurant. You'll have lunch, and then we'll leave at 12:45. When we come back on this highway, Ocean Center is only 10 minutes away. We're very close. Okay. Also in the back of the property is the longest zip line on Maui. We don't have no time for this. There's a zip line ride that's a mile long. Wow. Oh yes, you can hear people screaming. We sell heart attacks over here. So our departure is going to be on my right at 12:45. I'll remind you later. You just got to get to the tram. So they grow their own coffee. They sell their own coffee right here. See that? There's something for everyone. So you have your lunch, but they don't have any dessert. So here at the market to my right, they have their own bakery goods too. People love it. Ice cream, they have everything. So again, please, to the tram, everybody, right now.
واقعا گله به گلش عین بهشته. هر جاش که بری میبینین دیگه، هم پرندگان بهشتی رو میبینی، صداشون رو میشنوی. اینقدر زیباست.
Some of my shoes are gonna eat me. Thank you.
Now for these red tea leaves, in ancient Hawaii, the color red was reserved for royalty. So you either had to be a high-ranking chief or a royal to wear the color red. We would take those red tea leaves and we would squeeze them, and we would use the drippings as a natural clothing dye. Now in modern day Hawaii, these red tea leaves are mostly used for ornamental values, so floral arrangements, and even some lei making. This big brown tower here on your left-hand side, that belongs to the Maui Zipline Company. And the Maui Zipline Company is a very family-friendly adventure. They will take children as young as 5 years old, as long as they are weighing 45 pounds or more. Now we've got 5 of these towers located right here on our property. And this course, it is very much a beginner's course. Now for those of you who may be a little bit more experienced or seeking a bit more of a thrill, we also have the Flying Hawaiian Zipline Company on property. However, they would board you onto a Polaris and then drive you up into that valley over there where they've got an 8-line course. Now their longest line actually runs 1.5 miles long, and you are known to clock speeds of between 60 and 70 miles an hour. So that one is definitely not for the faint at heart. If you guys want to make reservations, you can do so online, either MauiZipline.com or the FlyingHawaiianZipline.com. In this field on your right-hand side, you're going to notice all these heart-shaped leaves, and all of those are our dryland taro plants. Now, there are 2 different types of taro. There is dryland, and then there's also wetland taro. In Hawaiian, we call taro kalo, and this kalo, it is a significant part of our Hawaiian culture and our diet. Now, as Hawaiian people, we're going to utilize every part of this plant. Those heart-shaped leaves, they actually cook down much like a spinach. And then those stems, we'll chop them up and throw them in our stir fries or our stews. And its consistency is very similar to a cooked asparagus. Now the most significant part of this kalo plant is its root. And its root is very much like the Hawaiian potato. On average, it's going to grow to be about the size of a grapefruit, sometimes much, much larger. And to prepare this root, we would either steam it or boil it. And then we're going to remove that outer skin. If you consume that outer skin, you will have a very itchy mouth and throat. Now, once the root is cooked and clean, we can either dice it up and serve it as is. But the most popular kalo dish in Hawaii is called poi. That is P-O-N-I. And poi, it is very much like the Hawaiian mashed potato. So we're going to take that cooked and cleaned root. We're going to get a wooden board and a rock, and we're going to mash on that root, adding a little bit of water at a time. And we're going to continue to mash it until we develop a smooth pudding-like consistency. And like I said, it is very much like the Hawaiian mashed potato. Now this kalo, it is a superfood, and I can actually attest to that. Poi was both of my children's first table food. I put that poi right into their baby bottles and shook it up till it got diluted. And believe it or not, guys, both of my children, they've grown up to be over 6 feet tall. So superfood for sure. This tree here on your right-hand side, that is our plantation's only jackfruit tree. And these jackfruits, they are known to be about 2 to 3 feet long, weighing 60 to 80 pounds apiece. Now, the largest jackfruit recorded in history was actually measured at 4 feet long, weighing 120 pounds. Now, the taste of this jackfruit, guys, they say it's like a fruit salad in your mouth, taking the taste of bananas, papayas, and mangoes all in one. And this jackfruit, it is actually known to be the inspiration for the juicy fruit gum. All right, you guys, over at that stage on your left-hand side back there, I'm going to be doing a coconut husking demonstration. If you would like to join me, please do so. And again, guys, you want to watch your head and your step as you are departing and then reboarding the tram, okay? Hawaii. It is actually one of the joys I take out of giving my tour to sharing my culture and my language. All right, you guys, and we can actually start our tour right here. On my left-hand side, these are all Samoan dwarf coconut trees. Now, these Samoan dwarf coconut trees, they are very popular here in Hawaii for multiple reasons. One being that this is about the full extent of their growth, so that makes harvesting very easy. We walk right up to these plants and we twist those fruit right off. Now also, these Samoan dwarf coconuts, they are known to grow to be about twice the size of the average coconut. So this plant here, guys, it really is a win-win all the way around. It's easy to harvest, we get more water, and we get more meat. These beautiful palm trees that are lining our driveway, these are called Manila palm trees. And these Manila palm trees, they actually originate in the Philippines. Now here in Hawaii, we have a nickname for these palm trees, and that is the Christmas tree palms. Looking at these palm trees, you're going to notice that they have berries growing on them, and their berries, they're going to start off green, and as they start to ripen, they're going to turn into a beautiful scarlet red color. Hence our nickname, the Christmas tree palms. Now these berries, they are not edible. However, in the Philippines, they will take those ripened berries and they're going to squeeze them. And they're going to use a little bit of sap that comes from that as a natural anesthetic. And that would be to relieve any kind of mouth sores or tooth pains. Anybody need some Manila berries today? No? Everybody's feeling good? All right. In our pasture here on the left-hand side, we've got some of our property's residents. We've got Texas Longhorn steer, and we also have some goat. Now the cattle, they first came to Hawaii in the 1700s as a gift to our great king, Kamehameha. Now Kamehameha, he loved his cattle so much that he placed the kapu, or bans, on messing with them. So So for about 50 years, you guys, these cattle, they roamed free on our islands. And of course, in that amount of time, they had multiplied, and then they began to run a havoc here in Hawaii. So in the 1800s, our very first Hawaiian men flew over to California, and they learned how to become cowboys. The Hawaiian word for cowboy is paniolo, and if I were to directly translate for you in my language, pani means to smash, and olos is balls. So paniolo literally translates to smash balls. Come on guys, it is okay to laugh. Us Hawaiian people, we are very simple. Hey, they were simply describing their experience, right? Coming up on the right-hand side, we've got a native Hawaiian plant here. These big, beautiful ferns, they are called the hapu'u ferns. And in ancient Hawaii, we will take the fibers from these hapu'u ferns and we would use them to make makeshift bandages. Later on, in the 1800s, we started using these fibers as filament in our pillows and our other bedding. All right, you guys, now our farm animals, they are not shy, so feel free to move back. Say aloha, however you like. Yesterday, my guests were mooing and booing, batting at them, and they all came over and actually said hello. It was cool. That baby calf out there is the newest member to our ohana here at the plantation. That baby calf there, born about 6 weeks ago, guys. Coming up here on your left-hand side, and we are going to be talking more about these bananas later in our tour also, guys. However, I'd like to draw your attention over here because all of these are our banana keiki. Now, keiki is the Hawaiian word we use anytime we are talking about our babies or our children. So all of these guys, these are our banana babies. In this fenced-in area on the right-hand side, we've got one of our plantation's tea patches. And this is not the TEA that we drink, but rather the TI plant. And here we are growing two different varieties. We've got the green, and then we also have the red. In ancient Hawaii, we would take these green tea leaves and we would use them to weave our cloaks and our sandals. We'd also use these green tea leaves for medicinal purposes and also to cook with. Now in modern day Hawaii, you will most commonly find these green tea leaves sewn up as hula skirts. And if you wanted to make your own hula skirt, you would gather about 135 to 155 of these green tea leaves. And that just depends on your waist size. We're going to turn those leaves upside down. We're going to string them all together and then shred them up to give them that grassy effect. And you would have yourself your modern day hula skirt. It can mean hello or goodbye. It can also mean I love you or the breath of life. Now often when we give birth to our children here in Hawaii, our first words to them are aloha. And that is because we believe upon leaving this earth that we hear the first words we heard coming in. Now when greeted with an aloha, the appropriate response would be a great big aloha. Aloha. Alright guys, we are all aloha educated out now. So we are going to try this one more time. Aloha everybody.
Aloha.
Mahalo, mahalo. Now, if you do not know, mahalo means thank you in Hawaiian. And my name is Annalisa, and I am going to be your guide today. I want to start off by thanking you all for coming out here and supporting us local at the Maui Tropical Plantation. Now, does everybody have their seatbelts on? I'm just kidding. There are no seatbelts on our tram. And that is why it is very important anytime our tram is in motion that we keep our bottoms on the seats. Now, it can be really windy out.
In the world, anytime you husk a coconut, you will see that puhi's face. Some people say it looks like a seal, or some people say a bowling ball. That audience member say, hey, that looks like my ex-husband. No judgment. So this is just a regular screwdriver, you guys. And as you can hear, this shell, it is very hard. And if I tried to jab it into the, ooh, upside down. I always misjudge. Into the puhi's eyes, it might make some indentations, but it's not going to actually penetrate through. Oh! That's the spirits. However, if we go through the mouth, it just easily inserts the soft spot. Listen, guys, we might get a quality seal. No quality seal. That makes me nervous. Sometimes they are rotten. Hopefully not today. And from that, we get our coconut water. Anybody here like to drink coconut water? Well, it's a favorite of ours here in Hawaii for sure. All the coconut waters that we drink, either bottled or fresh, they're gonna come from those young green coconuts, okay? That water is like a natural Gatorade, very hydrating. Over time, as these coconuts are aging, the water inside is actually fermenting. So if you drank this water at this stage, it's no longer gonna serve you a hydrating purpose. Complete opposite. This is now a natural laxative. Yeah, so I will pass this around, guys. Feel free to touch it, smell it. No sipping, okay? There's no bathrooms on our tours. Now, every coconut, guys, has 3 ridges on it. And these ridges, they are located right between the eyes, and then between the eyes and mouth on both sides. These ridges, they're going to be our strike zone. I'm going to use this lava rock, but any blunt object would work just fine, like a hammer. Listen, guys, you're going to hear a different sound when this coconut cracks open, okay? Y'all believe in me, right? Yeah. Let's do it. Come on, coconut. Sometimes it just takes longer than others. This one doesn't want to open. Hey, come on. Yes, sir. Chee-hoo. So it has split, guys. From this point on, it's going to be much like peeling a boiled egg. So we're just going to smack right along the seams of the crack. And then we have our open coconut. Now, although at this stage the water inside is like a natural laxative, this meat, it is perfectly good to eat.
What's good to eat?
The meat, baby. Now, have any of you guys removed the meat from a coconut before? Is it an easy process? Very difficult. It'll actually bend your silverware right in half. So, no worries, guys. We found an easier way. We're going to take those 2 halves and put it back together. Place a rubber band around that and stick it in the freezer for about 6 to 8 hours, so overnight. That meat has so much moisture in it, it's going to expand. Bring it out, let it defrost. It's going to pop itself out of the shell for you. You're welcome. I can tell none of y'all tried without it. So as Hawaiians, once we remove that meat, we're going to take those shells and we're going to repurpose them. We're going to make makeshift cups or bowls out of them. In modern day Hawaii, you can find us souvenirs like ashtrays, candles, bras. We don't really use those here. Hey, but no judgment. Y'all on vacation. Have fun. Any more questions about the coconut for me, guys? Everybody's coconut educated out?
I hope not.
Right on. So we are going to spend about 5 minutes in this area, you guys. Feel free to roam around anywhere in front of me. Take some photos. Now, next door, we have the art gallery and studio of world-renowned artist and sculptor, Mr. Dale Zarella. Now, they say you can look him up on YouTube if you like, under Chat at the Polynesian Cultural Center. They also say not to blink, yeah? Or you're just going to miss it. Oh, come on, coconut. Now behind me, guys, is a mountain. And behind that mountain is a town called Lahaina, which used to be Lahaina. It actually burnt down in our August 8th fires last year. Anyways, in Lahaina, we had this auntie there. Now here in Hawaii, we regard anybody older than ourselves as auntie or uncle. So don't be offended, guys. For us, it is a symbol of respect. Now this auntie, she also holds the world's fastest husking record. And auntie's record is actually 2 to 3 minutes. I know, it's not as impressive as 3 seconds, right? However, what makes auntie's record so impressive is that this auntie, she doesn't use any tools. I know, you guys want to guess what she uses? That's nasty. But you are right, auntie does use her teeth. And me, I would never do that because I love my teeth way too much. And I've never met auntie, so I don't know if auntie's got the world's best smile or lack thereof. My coworkers, they like to say that auntie has summer teeth. You guys know what summer teeth are? Summer here, summer there. Auntie must have a good dental plan, right guys?
Getting there.
Yes, sir. Never give up, one step at a time. All right, guys, so this is getting closer to what you might find at your local grocery store, right? A little bit more cleaning up to do. Hang in there. All right, you guys. Now, anybody here familiar with the Disney movie Moana? All right, so you guys know who Maui is.
Yeah.
Always the guy with the big muscles and the tattoos and the hook, right? Now, if you don't know who Maui is, Maui, he's kind of like the Polynesian Hercules. So, the myth about the coconut, guys, it goes just like this. One day, Maui's mother, Hina, she was walking along the beach, and she was kidnapped by a giant puhi. Now, puhi is an eel. When Maui gets word about that, Maui is furious! So he tracks down that eel and he confronts him. And they end up fighting for 7 days and 7 nights. To which Maui, he was victorious. So he rescues his mother and brings her home to the island safely. And although Maui was upset at that eel for kidnapping his mother, that is very rude, right? He did feel like that eel was a worthy adversary. So he decides he's going to give that eel a proper burial. So he buries that eel, and 3 days later, out of that very gravesite sprouts the very first coconut tree on Maui. I did that for about 10 years, and only within the past 5 to 10 years has our Hawaiian language actually become a part of our regular curriculum here. So me, I make all of my guests a part of the movement. So mahalo, guys. Now, parts of this coconut, guys. Oh, did I do that? Dangerous. Parts of this coconut, we've got the outer husk. And then there are 2 ends. This more open end down here we call the piko. That is P-I-K-O. Can you guys say piko? Piko. All right. Now every living being has a piko. Any guesses as to what it is on our human bodies? Mouth. Mouth is a great guess. Not the mouth.
Ice.
Eyes, not the eyes. So it's actually our belly button, our soft spot, okay? Our navel. This tighter end down here, guys, we call the okole. Can you guys say okole? Okole. All right, now okole by no means is a bad word. We don't have any cuss words in our language. However, you guys, you do want to be careful how you say it and who you're speaking to, because okole, it translates to the butt. More specifically, the butthole. Yeah, so here in Hawaii, when we're drinking alcohol, instead of a cheers or a salud, we say okole maluna, which translates to bottoms up. You're welcome. You can use that at your own discretion. Now here on your left-hand side, you guys, these here are coconut trees. And you can see the significant difference between the Samoan dwarf coconut trees and these, right? These ones are much, much taller. And if you look up to the top of our trees, you will see we don't have any coconuts in our trees. Do you guys know why?
Because you harvest them?
Because I husk them all. Just kidding. We actually have a law here in Hawaii that states in a public space, if your tree exceeds a certain height, they've got to be trimmed monthly. And that is because these coconuts, they can be very heavy, weighing 15 to 25 pounds apiece, falling from 60, 80 feet up. It's not going to be a pleasant experience for anybody or anything. Now looking at these trees, you guys, you're going to notice that there are ridges or rings going all the way around them. And every ring actually represents 1 year in this tree's life. Yeah, so these trees here, they are very old. They are nearly 100 years old now. Anybody here got some coconut husking experience? Okay, I got you. So for today, guys, I'm using a pickaxe to walk to my table. Now, I imagine in ancient Hawaii, they probably used a sharpened stick in the ground or a very sharp and sturdy lava rock. When prying coconuts open, we want to go closer to the pico end, because that okole end is so tight. It'll actually take 3 to 4 times as long. All right, guys, what do you say? We give this a go? Y'all believe in me, right? Of course. Right. Now, just a disclaimer, I have no husking records. I'm actually ranked 4th in our company's husking competition. There are only 4 of us. Come on, guys, that was cool. Yeah, hey, we gotta celebrate life's small victories, right? Now, every coconut is different. Ooh, I can never tell until I'm trying to open them up. Hopefully we got a good one. Now, like I said, you guys, I don't have any husking records. However, here in Hawaii, we actually do have some. You guys boarded on Oahu, right? Yeah. So on Oahu, we actually have a Polynesian Cultural Center there. Have any of you guys been? Hey, right on. So you guys might have met Chap. Chap, he actually holds the world's fastest husking record. Anybody want to guess how fast Chap can open up a coconut? Yeah, you met him. No fair. You Chap's record is 3 seconds. Chap cheats a little bit, okay? Chap, he's got very big muscles, and he uses a machete. Me, I gotta work with what I got, right? If you've been through our country market, that giant sea turtle, that's one of Dale's pieces. Unfortunately, I don't see Mr. Zarella here today, but that's okay. If you guys go over there, I'm going to clean up here, and then I'll come over and I'll share some stories about his pieces, okay? Most important thing I have to say, guys, when I start the tramp, means we're heading out. Have fun.
Gems. All right, you guys, continuing on with our tour. Coming up here on the left-hand side, we've got one of our plantation's banana patches. And the Hawaiian word for banana is mai'a. And this particular variety of bananas that we are growing here is called the apple banana. And these apple bananas, they are known to be about half the size of the average banana, but also twice as sweet. Now looking at these plants, you're going to notice these purple or brown colored pods hanging from them. And those pods, they are the actual banana flower. And how the flower operates is every time it loses a petal, it is replaced by a new finger of bananas. Now each of these banana plants, they're only going to produce one bunch of bananas. And when it's ready to be harvested, those flowers are going to drop to the ground. At that time, we're going to chop down the entire bunch. And we're also going to chop down the stumps of these plants. Now, we are not going to dig their roots out because they are so full of nutrients that the new banana pups, they actually grow right in its place. Over on your right-hand side, those trees that are closest to you, those are citrus trees. Those are lemons and limes. And then behind that is our plantation's coffee farm. The Hawaiian word for coffee is kope. And this particular variety of coffee that we are growing here is called the red katui. And it is a part of the Arabica family. And if you guys are interested in purchasing coffees grown right here at our plantation, over in our country market, any of those coffee bags that have a gold strip running across the top, those are all Oma Farm coffees. And my recommendation is one of them red bags. Well, why, you might think? Well, those red bags, those are all of our Hawaiian blends, of course. Coming up on our left-hand side, we've got one of our plantations too, Puamelia or Plumeria Farms. And here we are growing 25 different varieties of these beautiful plumeria flowers. And in modern day Hawaii, you will most commonly find these flowers sewn up as lei. And if you wanted to make your own lei, you would gather about 35 to 55 of these flowers. We're going to string them all together and then tie it up, and you would have yourself a lei. Now here in Hawaii, we don't typically make leis for ourselves unless it's a part of our costume or our uniform. When we make leis, it's to be given as a gift of love. So to celebrate a birthday, an anniversary, or even a graduation. Now also, in modern day Hawaii, wearing these plumeria flowers in your ear signifies your relationship status. So if you wear this flower in your left ear, that says I'm taken. You wear this flower in your right ear, that says hey, single, ready to mingle. And if you wear this flower in your left and your right ear, well, that means I'm taken. But I'm looking for an upgrade. Yes, so we gotta compliment our spouse every now and then, right, guys? In this field on your right-hand side, this is one of our plantation's pineapple fields. And the Hawaiian word for pineapple is halakahiki. Now, each of these pineapple plants, they're only going to produce one full-size fruit. And that full-size fruit is going to sit directly at the top or middle of these plants. However, these plants, they are generational plants. Any other fruits that grow, we call them sugar babies. And these sugar babies, they will only grow to be about half the size of the original fruit, but they too are known to be twice as sweet. Now these sugar babies, they are going to grow on the sides of the plants rather than the top. And you may have tried our sugar babies in your local grocery store because we sell them under canned diced pineapples. All right, you guys, I'm looking across the field and I see a few pineapples. First row, right-hand side, towards the middle, and then a little bit closer to us, there's two. And then first row, left-hand side, closer to us in the middle. Now, it actually takes about 2 years to grow one pineapple, okay, guys? So as Hawaiians, we just go to Costco, yeah? Here on Maui, we've got a nickname, and that nickname is the Valley Ayo. And that is because where we are located, we are sitting between two mountains. Over on the right-hand side, that is Mauna Haleakala, which translates into the house of the sun. And of course, guys, we all know the sun rises on the east and then sets on the west. On our left-hand side there, that is the West Maui Mountain, and its proper name is called Mauna Kahalawai. The highest peak up in Mauna Kahalawai is called Pu'ukukui. And Pu'ukukui, it is the 9th wettest spot in the world, averaging about 400 inches of rain annually. And from Pu'ukukui stems the 4 natural land divisions on this side of the island. Farthest from us, we have Waihe'e. As you come closer, there's Wai'ehu, and then Wailuku, which is Maui's capital, and then right here where we are, in Waikapu. Another interesting fact about Hawaii is that we have 137 islands in our island chain, of which only 7 are inhabited by humans. Also interesting is that all they actually stem from the same hot spot. So here on Maui, Mauna Haleakala, on our right-hand side, it is actually a dormant volcano. And then we've got, which means in its lifetime, there is a possibility that it could erupt again. And then we've got Mauna Kahalawai here on the left-hand side. In its lifetime, it has sunken, and it is now extinct, so we don't have to worry about lava flowing from this side of the island. Now guys, do I have any avocado fans on board? Yes, definitely a favorite of ours here in Hawaii for sure. So this row of trees here on our left-hand side, these are all avocado trees. And on this first tree right here, you can actually see some baby avocados starting to mature. At this stage, they kind of look like olives. Check them out, you guys. Now this tall, overgrown, grassy-looking stuff on your right-hand side, that is sugar cane. And the Hawaiian word for sugar cane is ko. And here on Maui, we actually cultivated sugar cane for 181 years. Our last harvest on island was back in 2016. And welcome to our plantation's mango growth, guys. The Hawaiian word for mango is manako. And this particular variety of mangoes that we are growing here is called the Hayden mango. And these Hayden mangoes, they are very popular here in Hawaii for multiple reasons. One being that they are known to have a smaller pit, and then the meat itself is actually less stringy, more meaty, and extra sweet. And of course, guys, we all know we eat ripe mangoes in various styles. Here in Maui or Hawaii, we actually eat these green mangoes also. So we're going to take that green mango, we're going to remove that outer skin, chop up that meat, and we will use that to make pickles. Yes, so if you are out and about on our islands and you come across some pickled mango, that is definitely a recommendation of mine for sure. It's kind of like a bread and butter pickle on the sweeter side. You know, just better because it's made of mangoes. This row of plants here on your right hand side, these are all pitaya plants or the dragon fruit. And this particular variety is the one with the bright pink fruit on the inside. Coming up on your left and your right hand side here, this is our plantation's macadamia nut growth. And macadamia nuts, they are native to Australia. And guys, if you look up in our trees, you can actually see some macadamia nuts growing. They are going to start off green, and then they're going to turn brown. And no worries, you guys, if you cannot see them up in the trees, look down on the ground. You should definitely be able to find some there. Now here at our plantation, we've got about 225 of these macadamia nut trees growing. However, we do not manufacture them here. And that is because it is a very tedious process. It actually takes about 300 pounds of pressure per square inch to crack open one of these nuts. And yes, guys, that is why they are so expensive in our stores. It doesn't stop us Hawaiians, though. We love macadamia nuts. Some of my favorite ways to eat them are dipped in toffee or chocolate. My daughter, she likes to bake brownies, and she'll do roasted macadamia nuts on top. Delicious. And if you guys are in the mood for some macadamia nut goodness today, over at our cafe in the front here, they actually sell a frozen apple banana that they dip in chocolate and roll in roasted macadamia nuts. And yes, guys, that is definitely another recommendation of mine for sure. Right around this bed, behind that fence line on your right-hand side, those are all eggplants, followed by some papaya trees and then radish. All along those back fence lines, those are all bitter melons. And then we've got these beautiful Chinese fan palms lining our driveway here. And these Chinese fan palms, they actually originate in southern Japan and in China. Looking at these palm trees, you're going to notice that they too have berries growing on them. And their berries are going to start off green, and as they start to ripen, they're going to turn into a beautiful purple or blue color. Now these berries, they are not edible either. However, here in Hawaii, we're going to take those ripened berries and we're going to remove that outer husk, polish that seed on the inside and drill it, and we will use that to make earrings and necklaces and bracelets. My grandmother, who is the last living pure Hawaiian in my family, she actually makes leis out of these seeds. So she'll do 5 seeds all the way around for the whole day. And these Hawaiian seed leis, they are another recommendation of mine for a great keepsake or souvenir from Hawaii as well. And guys, I am not talking about those seed leis you're going to find at that ABC store or the Walmart souvenir section. You're going to know when you find an authentic Hawaiian seed lei, because the price range is going to start off at about $150 and up. However, it's a worthwhile investment. These Hawaiian seed leis, they do last a lifetime. My mom, she's got one that's about 40 years old now, stores it in the freezer, and she brings it out when she's ready to use it, and it is in pristine condition. These big, beautiful trees on our right-hand side lining our bus parking lot, these are all monkey pod trees, and the main purpose of monkey pod trees in Hawaii is to provide shade. So you're going to find these monkey pods lining all of our highways and then at our beach parks and our resorts. That mermaid sculpture up there at Del Zuelas was actually carved from trees just like this. So artists and sculptors, they like to use the monkey pod because they say it's a softer wood. So it's easier to carve and work with. Right around this bend is that Kumu Farm Bar and Cafe. This is where you can find that frozen apple banana that's dipped in chocolate and rolled in roasted macadamia nuts. Here we've got iced and hot coffees. We also have smoothies and other various snacks as well, guys. And next door is our country market. In our country market, you can find all of the produce that we grow right here on our plantation. We also have fresh baked goods and fresh produce from on our island, and excellent quality souvenirs in here too, guys. And if you do pay us a visit into the country market, yes, aloha, how nice. If you do pay us a visit in there, guys, make sure to give your extra aloha to the beautiful aunties in there. They are always so nice, guys. All right, guys, unfortunately, we have come to the end of our tour. I hope everybody learned something new today and you guys enjoyed taking this AM cruise with me, Annalisa, on beautiful Maui Nui. Any gratuities or tips will be graciously and gratefully accepted. I want you guys to check your areas. Make sure you have all your belongings. And most importantly, guys, you want to watch your head and your step as you are departing the tram, okay? Coming up here on your right-hand side, we've got these bright red pine cone-looking flowers, and these are called the Avapuhi Ula Ula, or the red ginger. Now these ginger plants, they are not edible and they have no fragrance. However, you guys, if you walk up to that plant and you rub on those red petals for about 10 to 20 seconds, it's going to release an oil. And if you smell that oil, it smells just like the Fruit Loop cereal. It's pretty cool, guys. We've got a lot of these red gingers growing all over our property. Picking of the flowers are not permitted. However, walking up to that plant and rubbing on those red petals, that is perfectly fine. So don't cheat yourself, folks. Treat yourselves. Again, guys, I thank you all for coming out here and supporting us local at the Maui Tropical Plantation. It was nice meeting you all. I wish you a very blessed day. Aloha, ahui ho, and ma'alamapono, which translates into, until we meet again, you guys, you all take care.